Hello everyone, my name is TheMadScorpyon and welcome to another This Week in Destiny update to this one for the day of February, the day before every single person is depressed for a day, Eve. Now, aside from that, there is This Week in Destiny, which I hate to break it to you, at this point in a Destiny season, it's usually a lot of rehashing of events and stuff that you would know about if you paid attention to the basic socials of the game. I'll go more into what that sort of stuff is, but really quick, let me go over a patch, hotfix, however you want to say it, basically a change to the game that happened just today. So this update was 8.2.0.1, and the main focus of this was changing a lot of the health regen that was going on in the Nether. As Bungie stated, some of it wasn't working right, some stuff was working when it shouldn't, and a lot of variety of other things. So getting right into it, in the Nether, they fixed an issue where several healing sources were providing less health restoration than intended right off the bat. Fixed an issue where some perks could kickstart passive health regen, resulting in more health restoration than intended. I think this is what Knockout was doing on Titans. They fixed an issue that caused a high rate of guitar errors in the Nether. With the Nether exploration, they adjusted some scaling values in addition to the above health source changes. Continue to monitor how challenging the solo experiences feel, because Blade Out, I do think that is appropriate that they need to fix it and maybe need to do it a little bit more. I haven't touched it yet, but I've said this before. My first exploration of the Nether was a miserable damn experience that almost took an hour, and that is not exactly something that should be appropriate for a solo option mission. Next, for Revenant, they fixed an issue where some versions of the Onslaught, Tomb of Elders, and Kel's Fall were missing their modifiers, and also finished issues where major fieldworks could not be accessed. In the variety of dungeons and raids, fixed an issue where raids and dungeons showed burns and surges. With the Whisper, they fixed an amazing issue where Tolgorth, the aspect of agony, was replaced by Jimmy aspect of placeholding. I kind of wish I had seen that because I didn't know this thing was existed, but they wish the best to Jimbo and back to Tolgorth, however that's said. Then for some gameplay and investment, they did some adjustments to exotic armor, first with Radiant Dance Machines. They temporarily excluded the Last Word and Dead Man's Tale from getting the hipfire range and accuracy buffs provided by this exotic. They will revisit this in future updates to enable them to interact with the exotic in a more balanced manner. And the returns to the dodge to refund portion reduce the amount of energy gained from primary ammo kills against Guardians from 100% to 33% when class ability energy is not full. With class ability energy, triggering this effect will continue to grant additional temporary charge, but however, temporary charges are removed on death after use or in phase transition, so some slight reworks to Radiant Dance Machines early in the season. For armor ornaments, they fixed an issue where the chain piston ornament for Synthesets was not present in the armor inspection menu. For exotic weapons, they fixed an issue where Microcosm could get heavy ammo from special ammo bricks. The weapon is re-enabled game-wide. Fixed an issue where auto-loading holster could be activated without stowing the weapon. They fixed an issue where standard PvE ammo bricks were granting less ammo than intended. For the artifact, they fixed an issue where the overload machine gun perk was not granting overload to machine guns. Bounties and pursuits, they fixed an issue where the Vaulted Glass Deep Sight weapon pursuit on Hawthorne was not visible. The pursuit can be completed once per week per account for a guaranteed deep sight. Then the last two collections fixed an issue where the Lunar New Year accessories did not appear and fixed an issue that could cause a guitar error or the game to crash. Now on that, back to This Week in Destiny. Getting right into it, they did talk about some things regarding Sundred Doctrine. First of all, of course, congratulating the initial contest mode champions. This time, congrats to Big Z, Mario Monkey, and Luigi Style. It sounds like they are the winners of this year's contest mode, or this Dungeons contest mode. And with that, if you did not know, PlayStation was having some major problems over the weekend. Allegedly, Concord was reinstalled on everyone's systems. Aside from that meme, though, due to issues with that, the contest mode is extended to this weekend as well. So if you're looking forward to hopefully getting a contest mode clear and getting the emblem for it, that is once again able to be done this up and coming weekend after Friday, I imagine, with all that sort of stuff. Next, the Barrow-Dyad, the wheel pin, or as I say, not Striga, the circle gun, is available in the world. Now, it is in a sort of weird quest that it doesn't exactly hold your hand into finding, but there is, of course, already guides out. So if you wish to seek it, just know that you won't get the full gun. There will be, of course, catalysts and things to do, but it will be unlocked in further time-gated missions as time goes on. Now, with Trials of Osiris that arrives tomorrow, so of course, if you wish to do the reworked reward series that is Trials of Sweaty, then you can go ahead and try that. As well, Iron Banner is back the next following week, with one returning weapon in the form of the Peace Bond sidearm and a new arc trace rifle that'll be dropping from Iron Banner. They give us a little insight to it. The first is the arc trace rifle called the Warlord Spear with perk combos for PvEs, interesting like rewind rounds and detonator beam, which I think detonator is a new one. And PvP is dynamic sway, desperate measures, but then the other is the reprise Peace Bond and adaptive frame stasis sidearm. If you don't know, adaptive does mean burst, unless they did change that. Zen Moment Desperado for PvP and other things like Lone Wolf Headseeker and variety, but there should be just some stuff. And don't worry, basically it will be back around on the episode or April 1st, so early spring. Now, in case you also wanted to unlink your accounts, they do have an update regarding account linking on Bungie.net. For a time, allowed players to link multiple authentication methods to a single Bungie.net profile. Continuing to follow it just in case, basically, if there was anything regarding linking that you were having trouble with, there you go. Now, with Valentine's Day coming up, they enabled a holo chip, which is kind of a new permanent effect trail that if you wish to pick up, you can. It's not limited time, only around for Crimson Days. But with that, it will be in collections and, anytime for free use. But at the same time, just make sure to keep that in mind. With Bungie Rewards, the unlocking the Barrow-Dyad, I imagine this allows you to pick up this scale model sort of thing to pick up in the Bungie store, but as well, there is a Trials ring that in case you are the Sweat Lord and want to show how much of a Sweat Lord you are, you can, of course, pick that up. And then there is some just casual store stuff, a Dido sweatshirt, as well as jackets, let's see, what is this referred to as an anorak? Or maybe, I don't know what that is. It may just be a poster, but also a Witness sweatshirt as well. Then there is another art volume, The Art of Destiny, that if you wish to just kind of keep one of these around, I have one of these. They're pretty cool just to look at, but unless you were not exactly a fan of art, there isn't much else there. Next, into the Destiny fashion, there is a few more varieties of styles they are including. Mariachi Pistolero, Crane Martial Artist, Atlantean Royal Guard, Kami or Kodama, I'm not sure exactly how that is, Oni, April Fool's, Court Jester, and Bardic Traveler. And with that, we also get another tease for the up-and-coming code words, which as much as I'm happy to see the Verity's Brow is finally getting an ornament, literally this thing has been around since Season 3 with no ornament, I'm still on that train of why are we getting ornament teasers and no info from actual Frontiers? Like, seriously. It's the next season is Frontiers, and I get that it may be 4, 5, 6 months, but we still have nothing but code names and teasers for Eververse items. It's getting kind of old here, Bungie. As well, there is the usual Black History Month celebration that if you wish to support Bungie in the variety, there is various campaigns of Bungie Foundation, as well as ways to earn this emblem in case you want to represent. Then there is, of course, Games to Give that just wrapped up. We managed to raise as a community $2,735,931. So keep in mind, if you donate it, you have their support and the gratitude of the folks that are, receiving that help. Now with some issues going on right now. Heretical Halation Emblem availability. The emblem is showing a placeholder asset instead of the final art. This will be fixed in a future update. Additionally, last week you updated the dates and times for the Twitch emblem that we initially announced for January 31st this week in Destiny. To help avoid issues that can occur with overlapping Twitch drops, we changed the Heretical Halation campaign to the following. Next Twitch sub drop for all opted-in Twitch channels streaming Destiny 2 between the 11th and March 4th will subscriber get the sub on Twitch to get this emblem. Some known issues in the Nether. Sometimes the Tone of Want, a primary quest, does not progress after meeting Step 3 and Stage 4 requirements. The Bolt Charge boon describes should say at maximum charge, any ability damage grants a powerful bolt at the target's location. Several lines in each language for the Memory Savathun, Oryx, and Zivoroth are cut off or not played at all. In Sundred Doctrine, when damaging Streaker bosses, players receive critical damage feedback, but damage is actually regular base damage. Interesting. I think that means yellow numbers when it's just basic numbers. When tracking Ikora's Drowning Labyrinth quest, completion of certain steps may stop progress on the next steps. Upon a player reaching the rally banner of the second boss, previous areas will become soft kill volumes, which may kill fire teams who are behind. Some abilities. The on-point Gilded Triumph's description strings mentions stasis, but it should be strand. The Hunter aspect Ascension depletes all super energy when used during a roaming super. Interesting. On the Prowl, Hunter aspect currently grants a small chunk of ability energy over the second duration instead of all at once. The Ascension Hunter aspect drains all super energy if... Wait, is that just a repeat? Depletes super energy. Aspect drains if... Doesn't work for mods. This could have been all one issue. frankly. The Storm's Keep Titan aspect is not synergized with Arbor Warden. Interesting. The Volatile Marksman Artifact mod is restoring class ability energy too quickly. The Onyx Sentry Arc Warlock aspect is not synergized properly with exotics and other parts of the Arc subclass. In terms of weapons, class-specific weapons, aka swords and glaives, can be used with any class not intended. Interesting. The new competitive weapon, Regis's S-Stoic or S-Stock, could be earned once in the first week when doing play-spin matches. That sounds like a description, not an issue. Crafted vaulted glass weapons incorrectly allow Deep Sight Harbinizers to be used. Why is that incorrect? Why not allow that? Fatebringer Time Lost doesn't have a stock up for mementos. Discord and Harmony perks count down before the player switches to the unnecessary weapon. For armor, the Stoicism Heart Pledge ornament does not show cloth on the feminine body type. The Tempest Strike Hunter aspect does not activate the Nightmare Fuel perk on the Seal Ahamkara Grasp. This is very specific. Blight Ranger's exotic perk, Voltaic Mirror, does not trigger Bolt Charge when cancelled. Memento shaders can be previewed on armor in the armor management screen. This is not intended, and mementos aren't being considered for use on armor. Interesting. 4 general Grandmaster's Triumphs reference a previous episode, and ammo bricks give less ammo than intended. Isn't that something just listed as fixed? But regardless, that is the issues in the week, and of course we have the usual array of art and movies of the week. But aside from this all, that is the end of This Week in Destiny. My name is TheMadScorpyon. I will see you in the next video.